If a man is ghosting you and you are going crazy, dear God, please, please do this.
It's not a friendly vanishing act, but an abrupt, unexplained end to communication. Though prevalent in our digital age, ghosting presents a unique opportunity to view our self-worth through the unwavering lens of faith. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Black Tea Podcast. Let me share a personal opinion and story. Years ago, after several promising dates, a young man from our church suddenly disappeared. There were no fights, no clear reasons, just silence. At the time, I was confused and hurt. Looking back, I see God's protective hand guiding me. It allowed me to be available for my current husband, a man who shares my deepest values and strengthens my walk with Christ. God's timing is perfect, even when we don't understand it. What exactly is ghosting? It's more than just fading away. It's an immediate and complete cessation of contact without any explanation. No calls returned, texts unanswered, social media silence. It's as if you never existed. While the world may label it as rude, inconsiderate, or cowardly, we can see it as a moment to pause, to reflect on our identity, and to find reassurance, not in fleeting human connections, but in God's eternal love. It is a form of disrespect. Why do people resort to ghosting? The secular world offers a buffet of reasons: incompatibility, fear of commitment, the allure of someone new, or a lack of communication skills. Some sources suggest that ghosting happens because someone got what they wanted or don't want you anymore. As Christians, we recognize the complex tapestry of human motivations, acknowledging free will and individual struggles. People who ghost may have their own deep-rooted wounds and insecurities. They might be testing your dependence on them, or they could be choosing the easy way out. The sources say that men ghost because they are seeing someone else. However, their actions don't define your worth or determine your future. Their character is their responsibility, and their choices reflect their spiritual condition. The reasons do not matter, because a man who is serious about you and who truly wants a future with you will not ghost you. The internet is overflowing with advice on navigating the aftermath of ghosting. Suggestions range from playing manipulative games and deleting numbers in anger to plotting elaborate revenge scenarios. But I'm here to offer a different path, one grounded in faith and guided by Christian principles. We are children of God, called to a higher standard of love and forgiveness. As Christians, we should send love from a distance because only hurt people hurt people. Instead of seeking validation from that person, find validation in God. Instead of playing games, ask yourself why you need the attention of others. As it is written in Romans 12:19, "Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, 'Vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord.'" Romans 12:19 ESV. Remember, ghosting says everything about that person's character and how they handle difficult situations. So, as followers of Christ, how should we respond to ghosting? Let's look at some steps we can take. Acknowledge your feelings. It's natural to experience a range of emotions: hurt, confusion, sadness, even anger. Don't suppress these feelings, but don't allow them to consume you. Instead, acknowledge them. Process them through prayer and surrender them to God, trusting in His comfort and healing. Pray for the person. This might be the most challenging step, especially when you're hurting. But remember, hurt people hurt people. Pray for the person who ghosted you, that they may find healing, growth, and a deeper understanding of God's love. Self-reflection: use this experience as an opportunity for introspection. Examine your expectations, motivations, and boundaries. In relationships, were there any red flags you overlooked? Are you placing too much importance on romantic relationships or seeking fulfillment outside of Christ? The greatest gift that can come from being ghosted or rejected is that you go deep into your heart and you fill that void by healing that wound. Focus on God. Redirect your focus back to God and His unwavering love and plan for your life. Immerse yourself in prayer, scripture, and worship, allowing His presence to fill any void left by the ghosting experience. Remember, your worth comes from Him, not from any human being. Move forward. Don't dwell on the past or obsess over unanswered questions. Resist the urge to seek closure or explanations from the person who ghosted you, as this may only prolong the pain and prevent you from moving forward. Trust that God has a reason for everything that happens, even when we don't understand it. As it says in Romans 8:28, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to His purpose." Romans 8:28 ESV. Our faith, essential for healing and spiritual growth. Forgiveness is not excusing the behavior, but freeing yourself from bitterness. Forgive them and forgive yourself. Here are some practical steps you can take to promote healing and protect your heart. Limit contact. While forgiveness is essential, it's also wise to establish healthy boundaries. It's perfectly acceptable to delete their number, unfollow them on social media, and create space for emotional healing. This isn't about being petty or vindictive, it's about safeguarding your heart and mind from further pain. Stay busy. Fill your time with activities you enjoy, that bring you closer to God, and that contribute to your personal growth and well-being. Volunteer in your community, pursue a hobby, or spend time with loved ones. Seek support. Don't hesitate to reach out to trusted friends, family members, or a Christian counselor for support and guidance. Share your feelings, seek wise counsel, and allow them to offer encouragement and prayer. Your church community is also there for you. Trust God's plan. Cling to the assurance that God has a purpose for your life, even amidst the pain and uncertainty of ghosting. Believe that He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating all things for your ultimate good and His glory. Ghosting inflicts pain, but it doesn't have to define your identity or derail your destiny. See it as an opportunity to deepen your faith, strengthen your character, and trust in God's sovereign plan. Remember, you are loved unconditionally, valued beyond measure, and a cherished child of the Most High King. Don't let anyone, through their actions or inactions, convince you otherwise.
If a man is ghosting you and you are going crazy, dear God, please do this. When a man ghosts you, as a female, we have an urge for some reason, something's telling us inside that we need to tell them that we saw something. We saw something with them, or we thought that they led us on, and we want an explanation. That voice is going to make us want to text him, call him, have any sort of context with him so that we can have some sort of knowledge or explanation for all of this. But no answer is an answer. No response is a big response. Let that sink in. You are not his mother, and you are not there to tell him and teach him what he likes and what he wants. Of course, it's normal to feel like you're not good enough and you want that validation from someone, but we need to ask ourselves, why are we letting one single man upset us that much? One single man, when there are billions and millions of men on this earth. We all have a choice. And that man had a choice. He had a choice to either explain to you that he is going to go ghost, that something's happening in his life, that you are not the one. Whatever that reason may be for his ghosting, he had a choice to tell you that and be a man. But he chose that easy way out. He chose to just ghost you and never respond. And what on earth does that say about him? Him not respecting your time, him not giving you any explanation to anything, him choosing the easy way out. This man has clearly some sort of issue without being able to be a man and step up to the plate and explain himself physically, emotionally, whatever that may be. But this would happen sooner or later in the relationship if you ever get there. He would take the easy way out. Maybe he'd take the easy way out and do something stupid. Maybe he would take the easy way out again and then ghost you further down the road. If you hop back into that conversation and says hello after a month's time or after a year's time, please, girl, do not let him waste any more of your time, because if he's choosing the easy way out now without respecting you, he's going to do it again. And let's save ourselves from that.
He doesn't call, you don't call. If he doesn't text, you don't text. If he doesn't reach out and make plans, you do not reach out and make plans. There's 2 reasons why you haven't heard from him or why he's ghosting you. Number 1, he lost interest. Number 2, it is a test. A test on how dependent you are on him. So if you have been hanging out, if you've been dating and all of a sudden you don't hear from him anymore and a few weeks go by, he is testing you how comfortable you are in his absence. So if he doesn't call, if he doesn't text, if he doesn't reach out, and you're the one making the first move to make contact again, you fell for his trap. He has wrapped you around his little finger. Because where is this urgency coming from? Why do you need to reach out? Why do you need to break the silence? Why can't you stay comfortable staying put, knowing he will always come back? The first person to break no contact is the person that ends up chasing. Let him come your way. Even if worst case, he actually lost feelings for you and he lost interest, at least you don't look like a desperate little fool. And he just fades out of your life. In case he's testing you and you're ignoring him and you stay put, you have the upper hand because you've proven to him you're not falling for his tricks. You're not dependent, desperate, or attached on an outcome of your relationship to him, which creates more urgency from his side to be with you because he's realizing he needs to put a little bit more effort in and you're not easily won over. That way, you stay on a pedestal.
Guys will ghost you in the talking phase not because he's lost attraction for you, not because he doesn't see you in a different light. They will ghost you in the talking phase because another woman is in the picture. It's really that simple, and this applies nearly 100% of the time. Usually it is an ex. It could be a girl that he's been talking to on and off and she's finally interested in him. But it's never just because, oh, all of a sudden I just don't find you attractive anymore. No, it's because somebody else has entered the picture and he has put her at number 1 on the priority list. When I first started talking to my girlfriend, I literally cut off contact with every other girl because my girlfriend, when she walked into my life, was number 1 on my priority list. So I didn't want to risk talking to all of these different people because I wanted to make sure that me and her would continue a healthy relationship, and that when we did finally open up, I would be able to tell her, hey, I literally cut off every other girl for you. And this is what guys do when that number 1 person walks into their life. So if you're talking to a guy, all of a sudden he just ghosts you out of the blue, well, there's your answer. 99% of the time, it's because somebody else, their priority, is in the picture.
He ghosted you and you can't get over it. Girl, I know it sucks to be ghosted. He just disappeared from your life with no explanation and you have so many questions about what happened. What did you do wrong? Why didn't he give a reason? What is he doing now? You have to stop driving yourself crazy, asking questions that you will not get answers to. Psychologically, yes, it is so difficult to move on with unanswered questions because we don't like open-ended endings. We feel like we need closure after a breakup or when things end. But girl, you were catching a case trying to solve this missing person's case. You have to let it go. I know that sucks to hear. Like, it's so much easier said than done. But here are some tips to let that ghost rest in peace and move on with your life. First, recognize and validate your feelings because they are valid. Anger, the confusion, the sadness. Feel them and let them pass. Second, do not keep reaching out. It's only going to make moving on harder because you'll constantly be waiting for his response. Maybe this time, but guess what? It's not coming. Imagine his face, seeing your name pop up on his phone, and he just continues to ignore it. Girl, if that's not enough proof that he does not value you, I don't know what else you need. And third, distract yourself with things you enjoy. Surround yourself with positive people in your life to remind yourself that you have a life outside of that person, and there are people who love you and support you and who would never ghost you. Getting ghosted sucks, yes, but it just speaks volumes about their inability to communicate, and you don't want to be with someone like that at the end of the day. Choose people who choose you and never go chasing after someone who willingly walked out of your life without looking back.
If you haven't heard from them in a few days or even a few weeks and you're really confused because you're like, I thought things were going great. What changed? Why have they ghosted me? Then let's go through 5 possible scenarios as to why they've iced you out and how you can take back your power and flip this dynamic. Starting with number 1, you're not going to like this, but we have to rule it out. Maybe they met someone new. Followed by scenario number 2. Maybe they told you they wanted the same things as you, but really that was a complete lie. And instead of being honest about it, they've ghosted. Followed by scenario number 3. Maybe you thought this was more serious than it really was, and to them, it was super casual. Scenario number 4. Maybe they are stranded on an island in the middle of the ocean, or they got in a crazy car accident and they just don't have access to their phone. And last but not least, scenario number 5. Maybe you guys had an argument or an awkward situation, and instead of communicating their feelings to you, they've decided to be avoidant. Now, if that's the case, I don't want you to worry because here's the thing. At the end of the day, you're looking for someone who's not going to be there just for the good times, but the bad times too. And if this person is incapable and unwilling to have uncomfortable conversations with you, then nothing you would have done differently would have changed this outcome. And remember this, someone who wants to be in your life is gonna fight for you. And if they're not fighting for you, they are not meant to be in your life, period. Tap the plus sign to follow me for more dating advice and good luck.
One thing
thing I've seen a lot of women do is when we get ghosted by men, we think it's our fault. But the truth is, it really isn't. Like, you should be happy that you're being ghosted by a man, rather than some people knowing that you guys are not compatible will still carry on talking to you and waste your precious time. Let's talk more about this. When you're being ghosted by a man, it's a clear indicator that you guys are not compatible. It's like, for example, you make online friends, you meet them in person, and you just deep that we don't have the same values, we don't have the same standards. You wouldn't want to talk to them. It's not beef, it's just that you guys are not on the same level, so you're going to stop talking to them. That's the same thing with when you meet a man and all of a sudden you deep it like, oh, you know, he's not for me. You're going to him too. That's the same with men. Like, when they meet someone, you guys vibe for a while. After a while, they'll ghost you. Probably they're bored. Probably they found someone else. Like, it's never that deep. It has nothing to do with you. And just because your values don't align with someone does not mean that you need to change your values so they will come back. So it's just to be clear that nothing is ever about you. For real.
Hear me out. First of all, let's get into the reasons why men ghost. The most likely reason, he's seeing someone else. But it could also be he got what he wanted from you and he lost interest. He has commitment issues and he got scared. You asserted your boundaries and he didn't like it. He has abandonment issues and wanted to leave before he got left. He's not serious about you but wants to try to leave the door a tiny crack open in case he wants to come back. It could be any of these things. It could be none of these things. But the actual answer is it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a man who is serious about you and who truly wants a future with you will not ghost you. I know being ghosted is an ego blow that can send you into a spiral of overthinking and feeling unworthy, but I really need you to believe me when I say this man's behavior says nothing about your value and everything about his character and how he handles difficult situations, which is, by the way, in a manner that's selfish, disrespectful, emotionally immature, and probably driven by deep-rooted wounds and insecurities. My love, your feelings of hurt are valid and definitely take the time you need to grieve. But please hear me when I say that you need to make self-love your top priority right now, so you can see clearly that you didn't lose anything in this situation besides a man who was disrespectful, unreliable, and damaging to your mental health. It's not a loss, it's a win, especially because you weren't gonna let him go yourself. And by the way, when you feel ready, send that man who ghosted you some genuine love from a distance, because only hurt people hurt people. I love you, you deserve better, and follow me for help detaching and moving on.
If he's ghosting you, leave him alone, right? If he wants to be a ghost, we're gonna respect the dead. We're not gonna go dig up people's graves. If you want to be dead, I'm gonna leave you dead.
When someone ghosts you, it is a form of disrespect. It is the utmost disrespect. So if you entertain that person after you've been ghosted, you don't respect yourself. So I say that people ghost you because there's something about you that they can't have or that they don't want anymore. Okay, that's usually all it is. They can't have something from you or they don't want you anymore. That's it. There's only two reasons people ghost you. They already got it, or they don't want it no more, or they know they can't get it. So they leave the door open so they can either A, come back and get some more, B, circle around back later and hopefully you're desperate enough to give it to them then, or C, they have something else that's more important than you and they know you'll hang on and allow them to circle back around. Like a pet cemetery. You know, they ghost you, they bury you, and then they come back around and haunt you. So if you entertain people that ghost you, you need to either A, get money out of it and then ghost them back. B, respect yourself enough to not answer the phone and have already blocked their phone number. Or C, ask, oh, who is this? I don't remember who this was. And then block the number if you just need that satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if someone ghosts you, just move on.
I keep getting ghosted. Why are men doing this to me and how do I stop it?
First things first, the word ghosted is underrooted in victim energy. And what I mean by that is that when we are in victim energy, we're looking for an answer outside of us. So in this case, there is an attachment to being ghosted, and we give away our power as if we don't know why this happened. If you truly want it to stop happening, what it feels like to me is that there's a part of you that is in the energy of need, and therefore you need the attention, the approval, the relationship with a man. And as a result, you're subconsciously going to keep finding ways to get men to reject you because the energy of need doesn't attract, it repels. The way that you as a woman could truly feel loved, seen, accepted, and heard is when you start to feel love, accepted, seen, and you start to hear and listen to your truth and you honor that truth. Normally after pain, if you look for it, there's always a gift. And the gift in this could be an opportunity for you to take a step back, for you to reassess your energetic need. And why is it that you actually are looking for a relationship? Is it to complete a part of you that feels empty? And if that's the case, the greatest gift that can come from being ghosted or rejected is that you go deep into your heart and you fill that void by healing that wound so that you never attract from need ever again. You attract from your personal power, which is your heart and the love that you have to offer.
3 reasons to delete his number if he ghosts you. I'm going to tell you exactly why you should pretty much immediately delete his number after you're sure that he has ghosted you. Trust me, this works every time. First, and probably most importantly, this is going to ensure that you have 0 future regrets because you are basically taking away your ability to text him. If you get drunk, if you're out with your girlfriends, if you're in your feels, you just can't do it because you literally don't have his number. Reason number 2, and my personal favorite, is if he ghosts you and you delete his number, if he tries to text you again, which he will, obviously, you can genuinely respond to this man, "Who is this?" Which is like, there's just like a no worse feeling than when someone says, "Who is this?" And it's just like a dagger to the heart. Is this petty? For sure. Is it absolutely necessary for a man that doesn't even have the communication skills to respond to you and like let you know where he's at and just ghost you? Absolutely. Lastly, it's essentially just you taking away any energy that you're giving out to him. This man has wasted your time, and the last thing you're going to do is waste your phone storage. Thank you.
He asked me, "Liz, do you think I should ask him why he ghosted me?" What is this? What is this behavior? I do not get it. You are telling me this man did not even find you worthy of a reply, and you want to ask, "Hey, why did you not find me worthy of a reply?" Is it a game? Like, I don't know, are we playing a game? Like, how much more can you embarrass yourself? Like, I don't know, was the whole ghosting not good enough for you? No, I'm being serious. No, you know what? Actually, come here, come. What are we gonna send him? Like, what exactly is the message? Please, enlighten me. What is the message? Is it, "Why did you ghost me? Hey? Question mark? I don't get it. What are we sending here?" Anyways, instead of texting him when you're on your phone anyways, I want you to go to a shoe site, yeah? Like any shoe site, whatever, shoe.com, and click your pair, like your shoe size, whatever, and I want you to find clown shoes, yeah? When you find the clown shoes, I want you to take them and put them on, because that's literally what you are. You're just a clown. And you know what, matter of fact, while you're at it, wait 1 second, I have this lovely oil. It's from L'Occitane. Basically, what you can do is you spray on your hands, right? Oh, it smells so nice. You rub it inside of your hands, and then after you send that message, of course, you take the guy's feet, right? And you start massaging it. Listen, ghosting is one of the most disrespectful thing a person can do to you. I'm literally being serious here.
If someone ghosts me when I'm dating, here's what I do as a confidence coach. I respect the dead and I delete numbers. I don't go after them, texting them, being like, "Hey, why haven't you texted me or called me in X, Y, or Z amount of time?" Respect the fucking dead. I don't block. However, I do delete numbers. I delete any screenshots. I get rid of them, honestly, as if it almost did not even happen. And men will come back and text me and be like, "Hey, do you want to get dinner and drinks?" And I'll say, "Who is this?" Or I'll call them the wrong name on accident. And it's not to be a dick. It's genuinely because I delete numbers. I just don't care. It's like, you have to trust. And when you learn to love yourself, again, this comes with self-confidence. You think, oh, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be. I'm just going to delete everything for now. And then if they come back, then I'll give them another chance if you want to. I've already shared my advice on giving people second chances. I fully believe in it as long as the person is healed and shows that they have changed. That's a whole different conversation. I also delete numbers because I know that it would just genuinely hurt me personally if I kept looking things over. If I took screenshots and kept looking it over and thinking about, oh, why did he say this and what did this mean? Like, no, you're just purposely hurting yourself and you're doing that. So I highly suggest you almost pretend that it never existed. They never existed, and delete everything. And if they come back and they act properly, then you can give them another chance and see if it's really meant to be.
Ladies, listen to me. Everything that men do is 100% intentional. Everything that a man does, he does it with intention. You guys are living in La La Land. You guys have been watching Disney too much. I need you guys to wake up and smell the coffee. Everything that a man does is 100% intentional. Okay, so if he's not replying to you after so many hours, if he's taking hours to reply back to you, he knows what he's doing. If he hasn't spoken to you in weeks, he knows what he's doing. If he's texting you but not planning a date, he knows what he's doing. He has a plan, and that plan just means you're not included in that plan.
You want to know how to act when he ghosts you and then comes back, how to reply to him, what to say. Let me tell you a story before I tell you what to say. He's seeing you. You're treating him like a rock star. He's amazing. He's incredible. It's all fairy tales and it's just so juicy and lovely. You're now his fan. He's a rock star. He's starting to think, oh my God, I'm loving myself. I could probably do even better. She's not the be all and end all. There's so many women, many fish in the sea. I'm gonna go out and see what I can do. So he ghosts you. He goes out, he does whatever he needs to do. And then, oh my God, he is not all he thought he was. For 2 weeks, he's maybe dated a girl, called another one, went out, and oh my God, his ego needs feeding again, because you're not exactly the right one for him, but you are somebody who makes him feel really good. He's come back and he's texted you, hey babe, how are you? WID, what you doing? What should we doing? Blah, blah, blah. So my question to you is this. You're born as you. This is your life. You get to navigate your own story and write your own book. How are you going to reply? Oh my God, hi, I'm so excited to hear from you. Yes, let's hang out because I am so excited to be just like picked 3rd, 4th, 5th, 500th. If you do that, God bless you, do it. I don't mind. But make sure you know your position and your role. Don't complain about it later, because that's the worst thing. If you pick your position and you know your role and then you're complaining about it and asking him all the time why he ghosts you and asking him all this stuff and asking him to act different, why? You're signing up as an adult to this situation. I know what I would do, because I don't really want to play that game and play like 4th, 5th, 6th. I want to be number one to somebody, and somebody's out there who thinks of me as number one. So that's the person I would choose. So if somebody ghosts me, I would understand that they have realized that I am nice to have around, but not the best. So when they come back to me, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to write them a soliloquy, a monologue about how rude they are. They're not rude. They just made life choices which I do not necessarily agree with being made on my expense. So how I would act is bored, because it's boring. Who is this person? I'm not going to entertain him. I could say hi back if I want to, but I probably won't want to. You know why? Because I'll be busy doing my own thing, building my own life, living this one life I get. One life. Are you crazy? How should I reply to him? Does it even matter? Does it even matter how you reply to him? I don't know. Reply with a jellyfish emoji, because it really doesn't matter. It's not going to make him think one way or another about you.
If he ghosts you, he comes back, and then he ghosts you again, this video is for you. Many of you have been in a situation where a guy you've been talking to him for maybe, 10 months, 6 months. He ghosts you out of nowhere. You thought things were good, and then out of nowhere, 6 months later, or maybe 2 months later, he comes back and everything is good again, and you allow him to come back into your life, and then maybe 6 weeks down the line, he ghosts you again. This does nothing but leave you confused, trying to figure out where you went wrong and what to do next. And normally this guy will give you the most BS excuse ever, saying that, work, he needed to focus on work, he needed to focus on himself, and just all these excuses. The reason he keeps leaving, because it's not because he's not happy with you, it's because he's not happy within himself. These types of people, they jump from relationship, trying to fill a void that they can't fill with someone else. So once they used you, they go to the next person to see if that person can fill their cup up even more. And to be honest, this type of guy right here needs to go on a healing journey on his own, because the problems and the root of the problem is much more deeper. And ladies, sometimes you have to stop diving headfirst into a relationship where you think everything is good and he said the right things and it's already a month or two and you're living together and you're saying he loves you and all this other stuff. Sometimes you have to assess the situation and take it slow. A guy is always trying to spin the block, and if he goes you the first time, well, there is no second time. If this video helps you at all, snag my ebook, How to Get Over Your Ex, in the Stan Store.
If you got ghosted, congratulations. What's good? I'm Eli. I'm a personal development coach. I talk all things love, dating, relationships, and for you to be your best you in these streets. Ghosting. I freaking love it. I'm gonna say it again. I freaking love it. I love it. Why? Listen, I get it. It's frustrating. It's hurtful. You take it personally. What is wrong with me, Eli? Why does this keep happening? People don't love me. I'm not fantastic. Stop all that. We're gonna break it down right now. Why ghosting is a gift. Ghosting is a gift because you don't know someone until they're in an uncomfortable situation. You don't know someone until they have to make difficult choices. You don't know someone until they are dealing with stress. And this action of ghosting is telling you exactly who they freaking are. Exactly who they freaking are. They showed you who they are. Because let's break down ghosting. Ghosting is the easy way out. Ghosting is the immature action that you take. Ghosting is saying, I'm not mature enough to have real, honest conversations with people, so I have to do the immature thing and just bow out and run away. They are showing you who they are. And this is someone you could have wasted months to years with. You could have maybe even popped some babies with this immature human being. This is why when you break up with someone and they act super toxic, or maybe someone cheated, or maybe someone, again, ghosted or unmatched or all these other things without actually properly communicating, they are making a choice. They are making a choice, and that choice is a reflection of where they're at in their personal growth and what they see in the mirror. It has nothing to do with you. You're beautiful, fantastic, gorgeous human being. It has nothing to do with you. It's their own process. It's their own view of the world, and it does not correlate to you. And I get it. You're confused. You don't understand. You're frustrated. But guess what? You don't speak Mandarin. That's an entirely different language that you don't know, because you're on an entirely different plane of self-awareness and abundance and maturity. Because those type of actions, the easy way out, the immature actions, it's hard to respect someone who succumbs and do those things. So why do you want someone that you wouldn't even respect as a person, as a friend, as a partner, and even as a husband? So rather than taking it personally and thinking there's something wrong with you, see it as human beings have a choice to make. And based on their choices, it shows you who they really are. And know that this was for you, not against you. And this gives you one step closer to find the person who's willing to have those real honest conversations with you. And just let the trash take itself out. Let the dirty dishes wash themselves. Let the nasty smudge on the ground, the caca stains, clean themselves, for Christ's sake. That is doing you a freaking favor. The universe is giving you a blank page to just recreate a new narrative for your life. Accept it and see it as a gift, and watch your dating life be so much easier because of it. Now, if you need help with love dating, if you need one-on-one coaching, or you want to check out my coaching programs, link in the bio. I'm looking for ladies that are ready for making a change and grow in their